welcome back, Serenity Seekers. In part 2 of our captivating conversation with Sarah Westwood of Primal Sound UK, we explore the world of sound baths and healing vibrations. Sarah introduces us to the mesmerising instruments she utilises, including gongs, singing bowls, and my absolute favourite, the ocean drum, and so much more, each contributing to the symphony of relaxation and rejuvenation. Prepare to be transported into the chill zone as Sarah shares the hypnotic and enthralling effects of sound baths, offering a sanctuary for the mind, body and soul. We also explore the benefits of chanting and its profound activation of the vagus nerve. This is a journey of holistic wellness.
First of all, the sound baths are it's called a passive listening experience, but it's not really passive, but only in the sense that, when I do my sound baths, I'm the one who's playing all the instruments, having all that fun. And everyone else comes and brings a duvet and a mat, lies down and gets cosy. And it's called a bath. It's the idea of letting sound wash over you. And so the instruments that we use are like the singing bowl here. So I'll just give you a little ding.
And just hearing that is really relaxing.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. It's beautiful. So
is it actually moving when you've done
it? Is vibrating.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Exactly. And you can hear it goes on for so long, doesn't it? Long sustain. So the idea of the sound bath, people use different instruments, but the most common are these singing bowls, which are usually from Tibet and Nepal. And then you have huge gongs as well, that people play, or that I play as well. Drums. So you have these different kinds of drums here. Beautiful. It just sends you, doesn't it? You only need to hear just a few seconds of it, and you can feel that difference, that change that it makes. So all of these kind of instruments. Some people play, and I play a bit of didgeridoo as well, and so and I play a whole range of chimes and other percussion instruments as well, and a couple of flutes. So they're all instruments that have a hypnotic quality, and so the idea of the sound bath is that. So I've been listening to some of there's a guy, Andrew Huberman, who does these YouTubes, and he's a neuroscientist, and he calls it non-sleep deep relaxation. And I think that's a really good way to describe what happens in a sound bath, that ideally you don't go completely asleep, but you hover just between waking and sleeping.
Theta waves.
Exactly, the theta waves, and and that is a really special state to be in, because it's supposed to be a really healing state where your mind becomes like really kind of floaty and creative, but also it kind of acts again as a nervous system reset. And and again with the hormones, again it releases feel-good hormones, and especially it's really good for increasing your background levels of dopamine, which dopamine's all about your sense of motivation in life. And the difference between doing something like a sound bath and meditation is that with meditation you're bringing usually quite a bit of focus to your mind, but with a sound bath it is just a really deep relaxation where you can just really let go. And again, it's that sense of letting go of your self-talk. And so the kind of mesmerizing sounds just kind of it's a way to bypass all of your cognitive functions, your thinking brain, and just go deep into this beautiful, much more kind of connected and dreamy state, which is really healthy thing to do. So people have all sorts of different experiences doing sound baths, and for some people it's just very much just a very deep physical relaxation, and then they feel revitalized afterwards because of that. For other people, they might feel because it's our whole body is responding to the vibration. When you're in a live situation where you've got live instruments there, you're not only hearing it with your ears, but your whole body is covered in nerve sensors, and so you can start to actually feel, if you get into a really deep state, you can start to feel the sound actually coming in through your body as well. And you might get senses of energy moving through your body. Some people see colours, and some people really do go off on quite a journey and have all sorts of visions. So this is one of the other things that I do as well, is chanting. And so first of all, just going back to that idea about the vagus nerve, if you set up a vibration in your throat, so the vagus nerve, just in case anybody doesn't know, it's the longest nerve in the body, isn't it? And it connects the brain to, as you say, down the neck and the spine and into all the organs and the digestive organs. And so it's a fantastic communication pathway, and it's as I know you know, it's all to do with the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest part of our nervous system. So if you stimulate the vagus nerve, then that's the effect that it has, as you know. And so when you use your voice, it can even be gargling, but humming especially sets up this fantastic vibration, which does absolutely stimulate the vagus nerve. And so it is a really fast way to deeply relax your body. So even, you know, and I get people to, we do this as a group. I'll come back to your thing about high sounds as well. So it's fantastic doing this in a group, because of course you've got the vibrations of everybody around you as well, and all interacting with each other. So it's a fantastic feeling. But even just by yourself, if you just notice that you're a bit hyped up and you just hum a little, it could be a tune or it could just be on one note. And then just feel that silence afterwards as well. Just straight away, you should be able to feel your whole body starting to relax. So it can be as simple and as quick as that. But going back to your high-pitched sounds, so when we make, it could be humming, or it could be, especially with vowel sounds, and if we use a fair bit of pressure in our voices as well, what happens is something called overtoning, which is that you can hear they're called harmonics. So they're like other frequencies that resonate with what's called the fundamental, which is the main note that you're singing or humming. So just by the way that you shape your mouth, or say with using, you know, a fair bit of pressure, then you can just bring out these harmonics. But we've all, whenever we speak, we've all got overtones to our voices anyway, and as have all instruments. So but it's an amazing sound, isn't it? It's this, it's almost like angels, isn't it? It is always there. the more that you resonate your chambers of your chest or your sinuses, then the more obvious it'll be.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, and of course, we become more resonant when we when we relax. Yeah, yeah. And but yes, exactly. So that's when you'll hear it more. But as well, you're right as well that sometimes it is just that our attention gets drawn to that as well, and sometimes it might bypass us. But there are lots of videos online about doing this overtone singing, overtone chanting, and you get some of the because the different different cultures around the world do it. So there's the most famous probably are the Mongolian throat singers or overtone chanting, but all across Asia, southern Siberia, even South Africa. I remember going back so many years, I went to a gig locally, and it was a guy, I always remember his name, Hukwe Zawoze, from South Africa. And it was about 18 of these guys on stage, all looking beautiful with great big feathers and absolutely beautiful. And they played an instrument called an mbira, which is like a thumb, it's called a thumb piano, like this. And they all played these beautiful harmonic kind of instruments. And then the main guy, started doing throat singing. It's called throat singing as well. And I was completely fascinated. I thought, wow, what's he doing? How is he doing that? And it was that same thing about bringing out these harmonics.
Wow.
So, yeah.
In connection with the piano that they were playing, is it because of the, was it just his voice?
It was just his voice. It was just his voice. So the thumb pianos, they all kind of provided this bed of just this beautiful sound, beautiful harmonies and melodies. And then he was just singing over the top, but beautiful, absolutely amazing. But that, yeah, definitely. And then see, that got me into. I properly came across chanting when I went to one of the most hippie places you might imagine, called Mount Shasta in California. I went there in my mid-20s, and there was a chanting group there that I'd never done it before. And I joined it, and we were just doing, it's called toning, where you just have just one note, or you might be making vowel sounds as well, and so simple. And again, I could hear all these harmonics, but the thing was, even after just a few minutes, my whole body was vibrating. I was astounded.
Is that to do with the sound that you're making, and because
everything else, as well,
and the environment that you're in as well? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's one of those things, and just like with drumming, when you've got a group of people all making sound, you imagine all these sound waves in the that's not what a sound wave looks like. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it looks like, but all bouncing around the room, and then when they hit each other, they create a new frequency, and then again, that's what again brings out different harmonics. So everything's just compounded when you've got more people as well. But you can make a fantastic resonance just yourself as well. But like a lot of things, it's always an even more wonderful experience when you can kind of sink into the collective. This is what is so wonderful, that I know, because I all the time have people who come to it for the first time, and I just love seeing their faces, because that's exactly how I felt when I first did it. I was utterly awestruck by the whole thing. Yeah, so it's amazing to give people that kind of experience.
Thank you so much to Sarah Westwood of Primal Sound UK. We hope you found solace in the harmonising depths of sound baths and the transformative power of harmonic frequencies. Stay tuned for more enlightening conversations and enriching experiences on Serenity Speaks, Conversations on Wellness. Until next time, may the healing vibrations of sound continue to guide you on your journey to well-being.